What's up guys, Sound Alchemist here, and today we are bringing you 40 facts and lore on the Necron Lord, Trazian the Infinite. But today's going to be slightly different. You will be hearing somebody else's voice besides mine. So, without further ado, let's dive into this Necron lore.
Unlike so many of his peers, Anrakyr awoke from his long sleep untainted by madness. Driven by a sense of nobility, Anrakyr gathered his great legions and set out into the stars to unite the dynasties once again. Since that day, he has traveled far, obliterating countless alien invaders and awakening one slumbering tomb world after another. From each world he saves, Anrakyr demands a tithe of warriors to replace the losses he has sustained in his never-ending war of reclamation. The Traveler will requisition these troops by force if he must, a practice that has led some overlords branding Anrakyr as a pirate, a bandit, and a thief. Although he awoke with his mind intact, a strange quirk of Anrakyr's revival has left him able to force his consciousness into the targeting system of enemy war engines, granting him a brief control of the vehicle's weapons. So it is that anyone who takes the field against Anrakyr should be wary of their own guns as well as those of their foe. The Ruin of Moreregard. A battle between the Hive City gangs on the planet of Moreregard inadvertently awakens the Necron tomb hidden there. All contact with Moreregard is lost shortly thereafter. When the Cadian 207th makes planetfall 6 months later, there is no trace of any inhabitants, human or otherwise. Before the Imperial Guard can leave Moreregard, the nomadic Necron warlord Anrakyr the Traveler arrives. Assuming the humans are responsible for the apparent destruction of the tomb world, he launches an attack that leaves his own forces decimated and the Cadian 207th utterly eliminated. The Traveler has come. Anrakyr the Traveler arrives at the embattled Lazar system and immediately joins his forces to those Necrons defending against the onslaught of the Silver Skull's Astartes chapter. Necron victory is finally assured at the Battle of Dread Peak when Anrakyr's Fyrian Eternals spearhead an assault on the Silver Skull's downed battle barge Agent Hammer. Though the Space Marines battled hard against the veterans of Fyria, their efforts are undone when Anrakyr seizes control over the battle barge's still functioning weapons batteries and turns their fury on the defenders. With their chapter masters slain and their forces in disarray, the Silver Skulls are forced to withdraw their blockade on Lazar, though they take great care to ensure that word of their defeat does not spread. His duty done, Anrakyr takes ship and heads out into the galaxy once more. The Harvest of Camus. Possibly the first encounter between the Tau Empire and the Necrons, a dozen Hive ships of Hive Fleet Gorgon assaulting the Tau colony of Camus are destroyed as a fleet of Necron ships unexpectedly emerges from the Camus dead moon. Once the Tyranids are destroyed, Anrakyr lands upon the planet and is greeted with great celebration by the local Tau. Uncaring of this, Anrakyr orders the Harvest of Camus, where most, if not all, Tau populace are killed or captured. The Karnak Campaign. Anrakyr the Traveler arrives on a planet he supposes to be the tomb world of Karnak, only to find it infested with Eldar Exodites. Realizing that the tomb, if it remains, will be buried too deep for him to awaken before the Exodites can summon aid, Anrakyr entreats the Necron Lords and Necron Overlords of other tomb worlds for aid. Reinforcements arrive from Mandragora, Gidrium, and Trikan, though the most unexpected of all is a contingent from Solomons led by Trazian the Infinite himself. All of this takes time, however, and by the time the Nightside fleet deploys the invading forces, the armies of the Alatoic craft world stand side by side with the Exodites. Guided by the prophecies of Farseer Eldorath Starbane and the strategies of Iliac Nightspear, the Eldar attempt to stall the Necron invasion with a series of hit-and-run attacks. Their aim is to sever the command structure by destroying Anrakyr and his closest allies, but the Firian Lord manages to subvert the prophecies of the Farseer through the astromantic analyses of Orikan the Diviner. Though Orikan's divinations are by no means as focused as those of Starbane, they are sufficient enough to tangle the skeins of fate and leave many details beyond the Farseer's reach. So it is that Pathfinders arrive at what they thought would be Anrakyr's location, only to find him long gone and a squad of death marks waiting in the ambush. After several inconclusive battles on Karnak's verdant plains, Anrakyr forces the Eldar to engage a head-to-head confrontation by marching on the World Spirit Shrine. As the tireless Necron legions advance upon its walls, Doom Sights duel with Eldar fighters in the skies above. Deathmarks ply a deadly trade of ambush and counter-ambush with the Alatoic Pathfinders, and all the while, flayed ones prowl on the flanks, pouncing on any Eldar foolish enough to show even a momentary sign of weakness. The sides are well matched, with the Necron hardiness countered by the precise strikes of the Eldar. Victory finally falls to the Necrons when the Karnak tomb unexpectedly begins to awaken, stirred from dormancy by the tumult above. With Necron reinforcements now starting to constantly trickle into the campaign, the Eldar have little choice but to abandon Karnak and its world spirit to their foes. Anrakyr is grimly triumphant in the campaign's aftermath, and gladly accedes when Trazian requests the entire world spirit shrine as spoils of.
And with that, we have the accomplishments of Trazian the Infinite. Let me know what other Necron Lord you wish to uncover in his tomb world, or perhaps we will dive into the lore of another Space Marines chapter. It's all up to you guys. Simply comment down below and we will tally up whoever gets the most votes, and we will do the lore on that guy. Don't forget to subscribe for more epic One Mind Syndicate awesomeness. And as always, I am the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I am signing out.